He killed my daughter. I hope he's dead, said Marianne Bachmeier after killing her 7-year-old daughter's rapist right in the courtroom. The story of Marianne Bachmeier, a deep and emotional tale of motherly love, tragedy, and the search for justice. Marianne Bachmeier was born on June 3, 1950, in West Germany. Her parents were refugees from East Prussia who started a new life in Germany after World War II. Her father, a former Waffen-SS soldier, despite being religious, often abused alcohol and frequented bars. Her mother, exhausted by his behavior, filed for divorce when Marianne was still a child. Soon after, she remarried, but her stepfather, whom Marianne called strict and uncompromising, led to frequent conflicts in the family. At 16, Marianne was kicked out of her home for the first time. Seeking support, she entered a relationship with a young man and soon became pregnant. However, upon learning of her pregnancy, her partner abandoned her. Determined to keep the child, Marianne gave birth to a baby girl, whom she named Christine. But due to financial difficulties, she was forced to give her daughter up for adoption. 2 years later, in 1968, Marianne became pregnant again by another man. She was 18 and hoped for a better future. However, this partner also left her upon learning about the pregnancy. Shortly before giving birth, in the final month of her pregnancy, Marianne was attacked and raped. Unfortunately, the court sided with the accused, believing that the pregnant woman had provoked the crime herself, and he received only a suspended sentence. In a state of depression and without financial support, Marianne gave birth to a second daughter, Natasha, but was once again forced to give up the child for adoption. Left without family support, Marianne got a job at a bar, where she met Christian Berthold, the manager of the pub Tipasa. Their relationship developed quickly, and soon Marianne became pregnant for the third time. In 1972, she gave birth to a daughter, Anna, who became the meaning of her life. Marianne decided to raise Anna on her own, striving to provide her with the best future possible. On May 5, 1980, 7-year-old Anna, after an argument with her mother, decided not to go to school. On her way to a friend's house, she encountered Klaus Grabowski, a 35-year-old neighbor who had previously been convicted of sexual crimes. Grabowski, a repeat offender, had previously undergone chemical castration, but later underwent hormone therapy to restore his sexual drive. He lured Anna into his home, offering her juice and promising to show her kittens. Inside his apartment, Grabowski assaulted the young girl and strangled her with his belt. Realizing the severity of his crime, he placed Anna's body in a cardboard box and left it on the bank of a canal. He then returned home, attempting to act normal in hopes of avoiding suspicion. Anna's disappearance triggered a large-scale search in the city of Lübeck. Local residents, police, and volunteers united in hopes of finding the girl alive. However, a few days later, Anna's body was discovered inside a box on the canal's bank. Suspicion fell on Klaus Grabowski thanks to the testimony of his fiancée, who had noticed his strange behavior on the day of Anna's disappearance. She informed the police that Grabowski had returned home later than usual and seemed nervous. Under pressure from the evidence and his fiancée's statements, Grabowski was arrested. During interrogation, he claimed that Anna had tried to blackmail him, threatening to tell others that he had raped her if he did not give her money. These statements deeply wounded Marianne, adding to her grief with a sense of injustice and anger. The trial of Klaus Grabowski began in 1981 and attracted widespread public and media attention. Overwhelmed by deep pain and despair, Marianne decided to take justice into her own hands. She carefully planned her actions, acquiring a Beretta 70 pistol and practicing shooting in the basement of her pub. On March 6, 1981, on the third day of the court hearings, Marianne smuggled the weapon into the courtroom, hiding it under her clothing. During the session, when Grabowski was sitting with his back to her, she stood up, pulled out the pistol, and fired 7 times, killing him instantly. She then calmly placed the gun on the table and said, "He killed my daughter. I hope he's dead." Her actions caused a major public outcry, dividing public opinion. Many sympathized with Marianne, understanding her pain and motives, while others condemned her vigilante justice, believing that she had broken the law. After killing Grabowski, Marianne was arrested and put on trial. In 1983, she was sentenced to 6 years in prison for manslaughter. However, due to good behavior and public support, she was released on parole in 1985, having served 3 years in prison. After her release, Marianne tried to start a new life. She married a school teacher, and they moved to Lagos, Nigeria, where her husband taught at a German school. However, their marriage did not withstand the challenges. After her divorce in 1990, Marianne moved to Sicily, settling in Palermo. There she found work in a hospice, caring for terminally ill patients. Her kindness and attention to the dying earned her the nickname Gioia, which in Italian means joy. Patients and colleagues noted that Marianne had a unique ability to bring comfort and relief in the most difficult moments of life. Despite the tragic events of her past, Marianne rarely spoke about her personal story. Only twice in 1994 on the radio and in 1995 on television did she share her experiences. In these interviews, she admitted that she had carefully planned the murder of Grabowski, even practicing shooting in the basement of her pub. She expressed no regret for her actions, believing she had done the right thing in defending her daughter's honor. In 1995, Marianne was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Understanding the seriousness of her condition, she decided to return to Lübeck to be closer to her hometown. At this time, director Lucas Maria Böhmer proposed making a documentary about her life. Marianne agreed, wishing for the film to capture not only her story, but also the final moments of her life. This agreement was fulfilled, and the film became a testament to her courage and resilience. On September 17, 1996, Marianne Bachmeier passed away at the age of 46. She was buried next to her daughter Anna, finding eternal peace. Her story continues to spark discussions about the limits of justice, revenge, and the role of the legal system in protecting victims of crime. The story of Marianne Bachmeier has been reflected in culture and the arts. Her life and actions became the basis for numerous documentaries, books, and articles. One of the most well-known films is No Time for Tears by director Hark Bohm, in which the names of the participants were changed, but the essence of the story remained unchanged. This film meticulously reconstructs the events leading to the tragedy and raises questions about morality, justice, and human suffering. Marianne Bachmeier's image has become a symbol of a mother willing to do anything to protect the honor and memory of her child. Her actions are discussed in the context of moral and ethical standards, prompting reflection on where the boundary between justice and revenge lies. Her story reminds us of the complexity of human emotions and how tragedy can reshape a person's life and worldview. In conclusion, the story of Marianne Bachmeier is not only a tale of tragedy and revenge, but also of strength, motherly love, and the search for justice in a world where the legal system does not always protect the most vulnerable. Her life and actions continue to provoke debate and reflection, reminding us of the complexity of human nature and how far a person can go when driven by love and pain. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.